Sit. Good. Go to your mat. Down. Good boy. This is an exercise you should do with him every day if possible. Good. If you can't do it every day, try to at least do it 5 times a week. And you don't have to do it for long periods of time. It's more about the quality of how you do it than the length of time that he's on the mat. So if you can only do it for 5 minutes, like we're going to do here, if you do that every day and you do the things that I show you I'm doing right here, good. He'll stay calm like he's become during his stay with me, and he'll get better with you because now he'll be doing all these same exercises like the mat with you in your environment, and so he'll be in your environment as he is here in my environment. So we're transferring all that to you, and you do these exercises, and that's how it works. So you see that the first thing I'm doing is just like walking around him. That's a basic downstay. And by the way, anything that you do on the mat like this will carry over to real life. So if you ever have to say the D-O-W-N word out in public and want him to stay there, if he's doing this on the mat, he's likely to do it out there as well. Good. And we actually practice downstays out in public anyway, so you'll be seeing that in other clips of his video. That's the first thing that we do, is just make sure that he can accept us walking around him. And now I'm like walking farther away, and every time that I go somewhere and he stays there and I come back, I reward him. Good. I put it on the mat. See how I'm putting it on the mat and he takes it off the mat. Don't go like that. Don't toss the food. It's very deliberate. And actually, no, he needs to wait. See how he's waiting? Good. And all I did was he was trying to take it and I said no. Just like that. And he waited. I withdrew and he took it. That's what you're shooting for. So you need that to be, that last little part of where you give him the food needs to be where he's not reactive, he's focused, he's really waiting to play the game right in his mind, waiting until you withdraw and then he takes the food off the mat. So it's like this. Nope. He touched my hand and so I said no. You can either say no and take it back like that, or that could work. So see what I'm doing? Good. Or you can do what I did before, which is no, and he'll pull back. Make sure that you do it that way. So once he can do basic things and stay there and get rewarded for it, you want to start doing things that are harder for him to do. I'm going to try to do some things here in the video that makes him make a mistake so I can show you what to do if he makes a mistake. For example, this is also the yard that he's free in a lot, and if he's running around in here and I'm coming back in, he'll get excited here. So going in and out of the gate like this could trigger him to break out of his downstay. Good, but see, we've been working on his downstay for a while, so he knows there's only one way he'd ever leave a downstay, and that's when I come back and release him in the same way every time. Good. I gave him a double reward because that was really hard for him to do. Walking farther away. Now I think I'm just going to go into this house. Go inside. If you're ever going to do something that you think is difficult for him to handle, it's okay to tell him what you want him to keep doing. So we don't say stay because down means to stay. But you can occasionally say, remind him again, down, right before you do something difficult. I'm going to leave the yard and he's going to be alone in the yard. I'm going to go back in the house. And then come back. So he's pretty good. He knows that no matter what happens, he's got to stay there till I come back, and good stuff happens if he waits till I come back. Good. So you see how calm he is on this mat. If you practice with him every day like this, he goes to that calm place. He comes out of this exercise, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, and a little bit more of that calmness starts to take over his life. He needs to live in this place all the time, in that headspace all the time. Because if he's ever surprised out on a walk like he used to be, and of course he lunged at people and was aggressive because he was so afraid back then, it was because he had no calmness. But we want this calmness to take over his life, so at the very least, that happens again out in public, you have a good long fuse for him, for time for you to say, let's go, let's get out of here, turtle, before he reacts like he used to. And that's what this does. It makes his fuse longer and longer and longer and longer and longer till eventually he won't react. But you have to keep working on him because he is a dog that's tried to bite people before, and I think he has actually bitten people before. At least once I know of, through you telling me that. And so we want him to stay really calm and be able to handle surprising events out in public. And doing this exercise in all different ways, like sometimes out in your yard, sometimes in your house. We can also do it in the house, and you come outside and leave him alone in the house, knock on the door. He can handle that really well too. I'm just doing it out in the yard today because we have more space out here today. But it could be inside, outside. If he ever makes a mistake, you stay calm and you say no. If he stands up on the mat, you say no, you pick up the leash and do this. He'll go back. No reward. Go back to where you were when he screwed up. Come back, most likely he'll do it successfully then, and he gets a reward good for doing it successfully. If he leaves the mat and say you do something that's really hard for him to do, like you disappear, go inside or something, come back, he's off the mat and walking around, you say no. Let's say he's right here. You take the leash, you step into him, you do a little turn left into him like this, walk him back there, drop the leash like this. So if you're walking him like this and you drop the leash, he'll go back. Go back and do it again. So you're not saying the D-O-W-N word again. You've already said it once, usually only once. We need to show him that, hey, the first time you say it, it really means something. If he screws up, you say no. Gently but firmly put him back. Go back and do it again. If you have to do that 3 or 4 times, at this level that he's at, he'll know usually after the first time, okay, I have to focus more, and we'll be here all day unless I really get it right the next time, because he knows how to do this, obviously. So it makes it really easy on you. You don't really have to do training, you just go through the moves that he already knows. You're going to be practicing my moves so that he behaves the way he behaves with me, with you. So that's what you're going to do if he makes a mistake, and always end on a success. So one more reward, good. And if you're going to take him off the mat, stand next to him like this, pat your leg and say, okay, and then have him sit. Good, because you never release him out of a downstay, because he's going to be very anticipatory in that downstay, and as soon as you release him, he's going to take off. So you want him to still be calm when he comes off the mat, so you have him sit, and you always release him from a calm sit stay. And make sure that he waits. See how he's waiting for me to pat his chest? Go. Go. Here. Now he's free and can do whatever he wants. So you want him to come off that mat with a little bit of calmness. And every day you do this like this, he'll get calmer and calmer. Good boy. Never let him go back onto the mat, because he's going to want to go hang out on it. Come. So right before you're going to do the exercise, you put it down. Make sure he's in another part of the house, in the backyard, or on a leash, so he can't run over and jump on it, because you saw the way that I put him on there. I had him sit, and I released him to go there. And then once you're done, you put him somewhere, and then you come back and pick it up, or if somebody else is there, they pick it up right away, because that's a very exclusive place for him. It's not a doggy bed. His doggy bed is another thing. That's a free time place. He can come and go as he pleases. That's the magic mat. You only do this on it. It's only that exercise he does with you. Makes it extra special for him and very useful in stabilizing him if you use it that way. Okay.